All right, let's go. What's up, Flo? Just in. Welcome back to the Nightly Painting Studio. It's Corbin here. So glad that you're joining us, whether you're joining us live or you are hopping on after the fact and watching. Super glad that you are here tonight. Gonna be continuing work on some Kroot. I've got 7 more Kroot to finish out the squad. I've already done 3 as my kind of testers. And I'm going to be working on some metallics tonight. All of the flesh and leather and all the stuff that's non-metallic is done. Except for the beady little yellow eyes. I got to make them yellow. Yeah, so I'm going to be working on metals tonight. As you hop in the chat, let me know what you are working on. Phlogiston, I'm guessing that you're printing tonight, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, I'm gonna pop over to the mainstream. Let's get painting on some Kroot. All right. Get to see all the. How did I know? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Farstalker squad for friend. Nice. Yeah, I would love to see some pics over in the Discord. I'll go ahead and mention that for anybody watching later on. We do have a Discord, the Nightly Painting Studio Discord. I've put the link up in the live chat here, and you can also find that over on the YouTube page. So go there, come hang out with us. We got a lot of great stuff going on. We got painting, we got printing, we got all kinds of stuff. So yeah, excited. So this is what we're after. This is the finished Kroot Mini in all of its weird space chicken glory. And yeah, you can see that in between the last session and this one, yeah, the leather came out really good. Thank you, Phlogiston. Yeah, this guy has his red shoulder pads now. So now I've just got to work on finishing those up and getting the medals on everybody. But we've got the little doggo. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's just really quick. Lines, scratches, that kind of stuff. It's not too hard once you get it down. But I don't mess with that whole crazy sharp edge highlight thing. I just don't. Haha, you have the file for the pup. Nice. Nice. Okay. So this is a mix of Iron Warriors and Exhaust Manifold. This is going to give us a nice dark steel with great coverage. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of that in. And I'm going to pull a decent little bit of this Iron Warriors over. We're going to mix that up nice. Now Iron Warriors, so this really is the color I'm after. But this stuff is really thin. It's really like, I think it's meant to be an airbrush paint. So this just gives it a little bit more of that consistency to where it doesn't just run everywhere, because it can be a little too runny at times. So I'm just going to get started blocking in the metallics all over the Mini. as you hop into the chat, let me know what you're working on tonight. Be really careful around the hands on these. Really careful. You can see I'm kind of using a really crappy brush. Stuff. That's really just because it doesn't, when you're doing big like sections and blocking in the colors and stuff, you really don't need something, you don't need to use your nice brush if you have nice brushes. Use something that's good enough, go with it. Just put paint on the mini. Phlogiston, we got to get you back to painting. I know you enjoy the printing. Gotta slap some paint on those prints though. Oh, you got a big Space Marine order. Yeah, I can imagine that that takes a good chunk of time. I feel like printing Space Marines is probably not the easiest thing to do. Love that this guy's just carrying around a big metal tube and he's like shooting grenades out of it. Hilarious. It's a very Kroot thing to do, it seems. Yeah, a lot of infantry. I can imagine that that just takes some time. Yeah, I'm not putting the insert into it. Instead, I've put an extra one on his back here. I generally don't like to see the things firing out of the miniatures. Never really been interested in putting like the muzzle flares on guns or anything like that either. I just for whatever reason, it's not my style. Yeah, totally. You can always add them on at a later time, for sure. And like really, for these guys, once you get them on the table, I feel like they're gonna evaporate so quickly anyways that putting all the extra gubbins on them probably isn't going to matter. I'm telling myself this, but you know, I put the extra stuff on them. So maybe don't take advice from me. There's so many great bits though for the Kroot minis. Like you could really go to town. Just filling up the models with all kinds of detail. You have to paint it all. And that's not always, it's not always fun. Alright, there's one guy with the metals ready to, well, at least base coated, well, the silver metal. Got that. I'm going to switch brushes here. Now we're on to a regular Kroot guy. Special Kroot guy. Let's see. Right around the fingers. Whew. You can see how easily this paint covers. Pretty much one pass. That can be hard to find with metallics. It's got that nice shine to it. What I find though is that as soon as you add the iron mortars in, you can't really go back to it once you've laid it down, or you get the brush streaks. So you just kind of have to let it sit and dry, and then kind of come back to it if you need to. Phlogiston, how often are you getting commissions flowing in, man? Seems like you've always got something on the printer, which is awesome. Quite often. That's good. Wow. That's a lot going on, Phlogiston. Nice little side gig, though. I have some of the STLs from the Piper Makes Tau stuff. Whenever I'm ready to get that stuff printed up, I'll have to hit you up. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. And it's like in line with the Tau range, but it's also unique, which is cool. I'll have to check it out on the Discord. Hey, I see we have some more viewers jumping on. Welcome to the Nightly Painting Studio live paint and hobby hangout. If you're just jumping in, let us know where you are from, and if you've got a hobby project on the desk right now, what are you working on? I'm working on these really cool Kroot models. I like this one. He's got a scar along his face. I'll definitely have to check that out in the Discord. Phlogiston. Get a second to go over there and look. Just working on the metallics here, all over the Kroot. Is honestly pretty much the weapons and the shoulder pads. Not much else to these. Hello, welcome Dream Big, Build Small. Thanks for popping into the chat, and thanks for joining us. As you jump in with us, hopefully you'll pick up a paintbrush or a hobby project of some kind and make some progress tonight. That's what this is all about. If you want to let us know where you are coming from and what you're working on. Artists supporting other artists. Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. Well, we've got a growing community of miniature painting artists, and particularly it seems in the Warhammer space. So if you'd like to jump over to our Discord, the link is up at the top of the chat. So, oh, very cool. Coming to us from Ohio, working on a D&D diorama for cancer charity. Man, that's awesome. That's so cool. Can you tell us a little bit about the diorama itself? Sounds like a really neat project. Nicely. Party of players getting ready to round the corner where a troll is waiting, called Danger Awaits. Haha, very cool. It's a really great idea. Perfect for D&D too. This danger literally could be right around any corner. Did you 3D print the miniatures, or did you use miniatures from a specific range of models, or? Piece will be entered in a painting competition, and the entry fee goes towards pancreatic cancer research. Oh, that's so cool. Great cause, good fun. This guy did not want to stay on his little hobby holder. realizing that I did not paint the meat on this guy's back thing. Trolls from the D&D Frameworks line, and the party is a mix of Nulzers. Okay. Very nice. Is it a local painting competition up in Ohio, where you're from? I'm gonna have some videos up soon. Nice. Are you going to be posting them on your YouTube channel? If so, I'll have to go give you a follow or a subscription. Okay, there's that. Silver's almost done. Yeah, I get that. I understand the long form content thing. I actually just finished editing my first really more professional style long form video, and yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. That video will actually be coming out on Saturday morning. It is a full-length tutorial on how I painted my Black Templar's Dreadnought. So yeah, totally. I get that. I get that. Yeah, I wasn't able to get mine down to that short a time frame. The full tutorial is about 30 minutes. But oh, nice. Well, thanks for following. I appreciate that. like I said earlier, feel free to jump over to our Discord too, and if you want to, share pictures of your work and let us know what you're working on and all that kind of stuff. Feel free to do that as well. Just want to build a community of like-minded hobbyists who support each other and build each other up and encourage each other, because it's hard to find these days. Everybody's so competitive, and like, we're doing this stuff for enjoyment. Should be really fun. What is TT? Is that TikTok, I guess? I'm picking up now. I'm not a big social media guy, but I love YouTube, so. TT. I didn't realize that gets you in trouble. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I'm new to this, but enjoying it so far. I've been painting since I was 12, so I guess it's been, let's see, let's do some math real quick. It's definitely not my strong suit. So 19 years. Seriously, since 2017, and started doing some commission work in 2019, 2020. So I've been doing that kind of stuff for a few years, just here and there as people have asked. But it would help if I could keep this guy on camera. Might be the hardest part of this whole thing. Keeping this stuff on camera. Started the hobby in 2020. Nice. Very nice. Great time to start. And a lot happening in the miniatures hobby since then. Just want to remind people as they're jumping on, let us know where you are coming from and what you're working on. I am working on some Kroot from Games Workshop. Car models to build. Ended up liking creating the diorama more than building. Oh yeah, nice. Addiction to dioramas was born. Yep, it'll happen that quick. It'll happen that quick. Well, I see we have a good few amount of viewers here, so as you're jumping on, let me know what you are working on tonight. If you are into the hobby, if you're new to the hobby, welcome. I'm working on some Games Workshop models from the Warhammer 40,000 universe. They are Kroot. They're pretty cool. There's lots of different factions though. But yeah, let me know where you're coming from and what you're working on. We'll give you all a sneak peek at the Dreadnought for the video that'll be coming out. So this is the Dreadnought. It's Black Templars. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to paint. But yeah, I tried the plasma glow. Yeah, turned out pretty good. I think there's a lot of things I could have done better with it, but for the first attempt, I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, I left the arms to where they could move, so. So these move, wrap the chains around the arms for the Black Templar. And sarcophagus still opens as well. Boom. So yeah, it was the first Black Templar vehicle that I tackled, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the process, so I'm sure there will be more vehicles to come. No pilot, yeah. So I don't know how much you know about the Warhammer universe, but this is a Space Marine vehicle called a Dreadnought, and this... No, it's okay. I'm happy to explain it. It's just much darker than you might expect. So this is a sarcophagus for a Space Marine who fell in battle but wasn't quite dead. Maybe he got his arms and legs blown off, or so grievously wounded that he could no longer walk or fight or anything like that in a traditional sense. So they stick a bunch of cables in him, they link him up to the Dreadnought, and put him in the sarcophagus, and he becomes the pilot for this gigantic hulking war machine, and he lives to fight another day. So, yep. They say only in death does duty end. So, yeah. I guess you could think of it kind of like a Dalek, yeah. Okay, back to the Kroot. Now there are some. There is another walker that looks very similar to that. I'm blanking on the name of it right now. But it's another Space Marine walker, and it's kind of like a scout type of walker, and it has a living pilot that is not interred into a sarcophagus. So it has like a roll cage and a pilot in there. I forget what Invictor warsuit. That might have been what that was. Somebody in the chat will let me know what the name of that is. It's pretty cool. But Warhammer truly is not the happiest of settings. I think that's what gives it its unique charm, though. Call it whatever you want. I don't know the difference. Yeah. All of the new Space Marine unit names sound almost identical, and it's somewhat annoying. Been invested in the hobby since the 4th edition of the game. I think we're on 10th now. So, seen the game go through its iterations. I will say, whoever names the units has gotten less creative, but there's also just a lot of units, so I get that. Hey, it was nice meeting you too, Dream Big. I appreciate you jumping into the video and chatting tonight. Hopefully we will get to hang out again. Look forward to hearing about your progress on your diorama, and would love to see you over in the Discord as well. So have a great night, and we'll talk again soon. All right. For any other viewers out there right now, would love to chat with you, figure out what you're working on. So just let me know what project you are working on right now, and where you're coming from in this crazy world we live in. I'm coming to you from Ocala, Florida. Where it's, still hot. And will still be hot for a while. All right. Okay. Gonna get my more fine-tipped brush here. Get back in focus, and let's go. There's those. Welcome to the video. As you are jumping in, feel free to put any questions that you might have about the hobby, about painting, anything down in the chat, and I'll do what I can to answer. So. Can't promise I have all the answers, but because, well, I know I don't, but will definitely do my best to give you some insights. Help you figure out what the right answer is. Just doing some really nice, relaxing metallics on these Kroot. Honestly, once you get done with the skin on these guys, everything else is pretty much just small little details, which is kind of nice. Really, just kind of as long as you're neat, the details just fill in pretty quick. Anybody else in the chat also working on Kroot? Or maybe something Tau? This guy's shoulder pad. Right. Pardon the interruption. Removing supports on Kroot. I'll give it to you, Phlogiston. I'll give it to you. Nah, it definitely counts. Definitely counts. I feel like there's, so few true Kroot fans out there. Anybody working on Kroot anywhere, it's a win. So Phlogiston, I gotta ask, because I guess there's kind of two things that a while back really stopped me from getting into the 3D printing side of things myself. Was I just kept hearing that it was just a huge hassle to deal with the resin, especially the odor, and just making sure that you don't get it on yourself and get it all over stuff and all that kind of stuff. So how has all that been for you? Has it been a big learning curve in that? Have you noticed that there's a lot of mess that comes from it, or odors, or anything like that. Maybe you can help answer some of the questions that I had. I just didn't have anybody to ask at the time. Chemist by trade. Very nice. That solves the other issue. Oh, that makes sense. Good. Okay. Get that. Does it have like a, does all your stuff have like a whole room in your house, or do you have it in your garage, or how do you manage this space? Sweet, yeah, I'd appreciate it. I doubt I will actually get into it, especially just knowing people that do it already. But I was always curious. So, thanks for fielding my questions. Basement, aka the game room. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, that's the silvers base coated. Watched a bazillion YouTubes, yeah, I get that. I tend to do the same thing to try and learn something these days. Alright, I can't promise I'm going to get this on camera very well. Just getting a metallic base coat on the part of this that would basically be like holding it onto his shoulder. Do that over here for this one too. Go. All right, I'm gonna do something that's not metallics for a second. Just take a break from that. We're gonna get all their little eyes. Not dipping the brush in the metallic paint. Water. I generally always have 2 paint cups over here. A lot of times it's one for like the really dirty, right off, like rinse off the brush type of. And then the other one is for like fully actually cleaning the brush off. Just kind of putting a really light coat of that yellow on there. To give them that really alien type of look. Seeing some metallics I missed on that guy. Boom. Boom. Hopefully you can see that all right. Being squinty. Okay. Can't forget the doggo. Cannot forget the doggo. Okay. Yeah, and to do that, I just use some contrast Imperial Fist. That yellow is really powerful. Don't mind me as I talk to myself. Okay. So back to the paints here. I'm going to mix this kind of back up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some pale burnt metal, Vallejo metal color. Pop that open. Mix that in. shiny metallic color there now. Really see how reflective this paint is, and that's what I like so much about it. Okay, so here we go. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to start highlighting the metallics up with this. It's just going to make certain sections more reflective. You can see that already. There's one side. There's that really reflective section there. Just gonna hit the different sections with this. We're not looking to go too crazy on all the metallics on these. So for like this part of the blade here, I'm just gonna hit that upper portion. That would really catch the light. Hit that. Try getting along that edge on the bottom. You can see on the blade there. How reflective that ends up being. Most of the stuff on this guy. Just gonna paint all that super reflective. So let's see if we can see the difference between the back end there and that front end. I'm just going to hit the upper part of this to give that a little shine. Shiny, shiny, shiny. We're gonna dull it back down a little bit with a wash, but like to start off with them nice and shiny. Thanks for sticking it out through the stream. For those of you watching, if you're just joining us, would love to know where you're joining us from and what you're working on tonight. Maybe you're just watching too, that's cool. Either way, where are you joining us from? And oh, here you go. Most and least favorite faction in 40K. Go. Post your answers in the chat. We'll just say as a faction itself. So like, it can be for any reason, but I think like just as we'll go lore. So the story, the faction, that kind of stuff. I think mine favorite faction is definitely the Tau. Just have always loved them. I like that they're like almost good guys, but then they're really not. The aesthetic of them is just incredible. Like all their miniatures just look really good in my opinion. I think my least favorite faction is Nurgle or Death Guard. Not a big fan of the look of the minis. There are some that are okay. But none that I've ever been like, oh man, I have to do that one. I have to work on that one. And I don't enjoy, like, I like Chaos as a bad guy, but I don't particularly like the faction. So yep, that's mine. Don't get at me in the comments if Nurgle's your favorite. To play against, I don't really have much reference these days. wish I got to play more 40K, but I don't. Though I think I will be headed to the game store tomorrow night. And if I do that, I may do a quick live during a game if I get to play. So, could be fun. Might get to do some boarding actions, which I would be super excited about. Two more of these. Totally off the camera. I'm sure I'll get better at checking the camera eventually. Silver highlight. So this isn't too shabby for me for an hour and a half. Tend to be a fairly slow painter, so to get the silver metallics pretty much done in an hour and a half or so is not too bad. I know that metallic looks really bright right now, but once we dull it down, it's gonna come back in line with the rest of the mini. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is take this rattling grime, close on me, put it in here. This is kind of a, almost like Agrax Earth shade, but as a contrast paint. So we're gonna put that in there, and then gonna add a little bit of a contrast medium to it. And that's just gonna break it up a little more. Help it to flow real nice. Because we don't really want to stain the metals. We want it to create more of a wash. And let's just go right for it. Yep, there we go. I'm just going to check it to make sure it's in line with our other metallics over here. So I think I'm actually going to end up thinning it out a little more here. So I just want to make sure that as I put it on, one, that I'm not putting it on too thick, and then two, that it's not completely washing out the silver that's there. We do want it to have kind of a worn metallic look. Without completely invalidating all of the nice highlighting that we did. Okay. Good. just gonna kind of filter over that steel. And it's gonna bring it down a little bit, but it's gonna make it more realistic to the Kroot themselves. More worn, a little more natural looking metals. Because I mean, realistically, they're not like really taking that good care of their stuff. Not like the Tau would. Been a pretty quiet Thursday. These guys out. May be able to finish these up tomorrow. Actions game where they can die horrific deaths just kidding. They're Kroot. They be loving life in a spaceship interior. That's probably why people aren't watching the stream. Said like negative words a couple of times. Saw a thing that was telling me that I'd used a phrase that's pretty normal in the Warhammer community. Wouldn't throw really any of us off, but YouTube flagged it. Thought it was funny. I was like, well, I probably shouldn't use that phrase in the future. And last but not least, the long quill. So I'll still have the gold metallics to do on these. This was good progress for tonight's stream. Okay. There we go. That is the silver metallics finished. On this batch of 10 Kroot, which is nice. is having some kind of issue. Okay, well, with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream there. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in tonight for the Nightly Painting Studio. Thank you for participating, and we got some good stuff done on these Kroot, which was fun. So thank you so much. We have a Discord that you can join where you can continue to keep up with what's going on with the Kroot, but also share your work and be a part of a community that is like-minded and where there's a lot of other really, really great hobbyists out there. So anyways, we would love to have you over as part of that community. You can find that link at the top of this live stream chat, or you can find it on my YouTube homepage. So looking forward to seeing you over there. I'll see you in the next video.